Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be setting up Jenkins as well as a Jenkins agent on an Ubuntu 24.04 server. Now I'm starting from the premise of you already having an Ubuntu 24.04 server up and running. Now this can be a Ubuntu server you have running on a local machine, or this could be a cloud-based server. I'll leave a link down below to some free credits for trying out Linode and DigitalOcean if you're curious in trying this. For this walkthrough I'll be using a Linode server that I have set up earlier. Now this video is only for installing and setting up Jenkins. This is not a full breakdown of how Jenkins works, so just letting you know that ahead of time. So I currently have two Ubuntu 24.04 servers set up. One is going to be the primary driver for Jenkins, and the other one is the Jenkins agent. Now you don't have to have the Jenkins agent, but I suggested you use the Jenkins agent. But for this walkthrough we're going to be setting up Jenkins agent. Now again, all this is going to be going through a Linode server in the cloud. You don't have to use Linode. You can use Linode, you can use DigitalOcean. I have discount codes to both down below. Those are affiliate links if you do decide to use them. All of these instructions can also be used on a local machine that you have laying around the house if you're looking to just test this out. So right now I'm on the main Jenkins server I have set up, and I've already run app updates and app upgrades. Everything's up to date. So the first thing we're going to do is install Java. Java is required for Jenkins. Now all the commands I'm going to be using today, I'm going to link to it. I'm going to place the link down below to my blog for this video. That's going to include all the commands that you see used in the video today. To install Java, you simply copy and paste this command here, and I'll remind you again, every command you see used in this video will be at the blog linked below, and we will be installing OpenJDK17. So we're going to press enter, and it's going to ask for the sudo password, and then we're going to click enter to accept all the defaults. And Java is officially installed. Before moving on though, we're going to test that Java is actually working. To test that Java is actually working, we can simply paste this command here, Java version, and we'll see Open JDK version 17. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the key that we're going to need in order to download Jenkins. And to do that, you would simply just paste this command here. And this key is for the official Jenkins repository that we will be adding later. And so I'll press enter. And that should go pretty quickly without an error message. And now that we have the key, we can actually install the Jenkins repository. And to install the repository, we're going to copy and paste this really long command here. And so again, you can go to the blog for this video and copy and paste these commands exactly as they are. And then once you have this either typed out or copied and pasted, you'll just click enter, and it should go pretty quickly without error. So now you should be able to run sudo apt update, and you will see Jenkins listed. So now that we have the Jenkins repository, installing Jenkins is going to be really easy. We'll simply type in sudo apt install Jenkins, and then press enter, and then enter again to confirm. And with that, you now have Jenkins installed in the server. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up a web browser, and we're going to go to our IP address, and we're going to add port 8080 to the end of the IP address. And as you can see, we now have Jenkins. Now your first time coming to it, it's going to be locked and you're going to have to unlock it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to copy this line right here and then go back to our terminal. So we'll cat the file mentioned on the web browser page for Jenkins, and that will give us a random password that's a combination of letters and numbers, and yours will be different than mine. Copy that and then go back to our web browser and then paste them and click continue. Now next you'll be asked to install the suggested plugins or just select plugins. In most situations you're going to do the suggested plugins, and this part may take a minute. Then we're asked to create our first admin user, so I'll create a user for myself. You will fill in these fields as needed for your server setup, and then we'll click save and continue. Then it's going to ask for a Jenkins URL. If you have a domain name, you can set it up here. For my setup, I'm just using the IP address, so I'm going to click save and finish. And now it looks like it's done, so we'll click start using Jenkins. And now my Jenkins server is set up and ready to go. So now that the server is set up and ready to go, we'll start setting up a Jenkins agent. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Jenkins agent command line. Now this is another Ubuntu 24.04 server that I've set up to act as the Jenkins agent. Now the Jenkins agent is also going to need Java on it, so we're going to run the same exact commands we ran for the server to install JDK on the Jenkins agent. So you can simply copy and paste the same exact sudo apt install command, and this time I'm going to pass the Y option so automatically accept the prerequisites. And again, we'll run Java version just to confirm that it's successfully installed, and it's showing JDK 17 for me. And we're going to click to set up an agent, and this is going to be called a node inside Jenkins, so we're going to give the node a name. And so we'll click permanent agent, and we're going to give this node a name. I'm going to call it agent-1 just for simplicity, and I'm going to click create, and we'll simply click save, and that will bring us to our nodes dashboard. So if you click on your agent1 name, you'll see a list of commands on how to set up your agent. And from this page right here, we're going to copy this first curl command, and then back at the command line, we'll paste it. And what the curl command does, it downloads this agent-jar, and there it is. So before we run Jenkins this first time, we're going to need to make a work area for them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do sudo mkdir /var/Jenkins. So now if we list the storage, you'll see the Jenkins directory. Now for this initial test run, we're going to open up the permissions, and this is just temporary for us to test everything. So now if we list the directory, we see that it's wide open for anybody to use. So now what you'll do is you'll go back over to the web browser, and we're going to copy this second command and then paste it in here at the command line. Now for me, I had to specify the specific work area I created. You may not have to, and so we'll click enter. Now if you happen to get a error related to the agent listener is invalid, it's a simple setting on the Jenkins server you have to enable. So go back to your web browser, click on Manage Jenkins, Security, and then under Agents, select Random, click Save. If you return to the command line for your Jenkins agent, and then run the command again, and as you can see, we successfully connected this time. So now if you go back to your web browser, you should see a connected agent. Now if we click on that, it says agent is connected. So now you have a Jenkins agent on another server to help balance your workload in Jenkins. Now one problem with setting up Jenkins agent this way is, as you can see at the command line for your Jenkins agent server, it takes over the window. You had to run it manually, and you can't do anything in the command line without disconnecting the agent from Jenkins. And in my opinion, that's not very convenient. So see, if we break the command line by hitting Control-C, if we go back to our web browser, it's going to show that the connection was broken. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up this command so that it runs automatically for us in the background. So first we need to remove the directory we created earlier as a work area for Jenkins, and we'll simply do sudo rm-rf, and now you can see the Jenkins directory is no longer there. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a Jenkins user for the agent to run as, and we'll do that by copying and pasting this command here. We're setting up a Jenkins directory for the Jenkins user, and we're giving a bash command line shell for the Jenkins user, and we press enter. If you cat etc/password, you will see the new Jenkins user, and if you'll do ls-l at the var directory again, you'll see the new Jenkins home directory, and you'll see that the Jenkins home is owned by both the Jenkins user and the Jenkins group. So now we'll create a directory for the systemd service that will run the Jenkins agent automatically in the background for us, and you can simply copy and paste this command here. Next we need to move agent.jar to the Jenkins service directory we just created, and you can simply copy and paste this command here, sudo mv agent.jar, and hit enter. If we ls user/local/Jenkins-server, you'll see the agent.jar is there. Now right now agent.jar is owned by me, so what we want to do is we want to make sure everything is owned by Jenkins, and to do that you simply run sudo chown Jenkins user Jenkins group -r for recursive, so everything in this directory, and it's going to be everything within the user local Jenkins service directory. And we'll click enter. If we ls the file, you'll see that it's owned by Jenkins user and it's in the Jenkins group. So now we'll create a super simple start script for the Jenkins agent, and I'm going to run the command sudo vi user local Jenkins service agent-start.sh, and again all these commands are going to be found at the blog listed below. And then I'm simply going to copy and paste these commands, and what this does is it's going to change directory into the Jenkins service directory, and so that's going to become our work area. And then this curl command is going to re-download the agent.jar file every time, so if anything ever updates, we'll get the update along with it. And before we save the script, we're going to go back to our web browser, and we're going to copy this second command. Now back at the command line, we'll paste the command, and now remember I had to manually enter the directory for the work area. Make sure to double check that for your situation, and then I'll hit escape, shift-CZ, save it. Now we simply have to make the script executable by running sudo chmod +x on the script, hit enter, and now you should see both the agent.jar file, which is owned by Jenkins, and you should see the script, the agent start script. And so now we need to create a systemd unit file that will start the script for us, and to do that you'll simply run sudo vi/etc/system/system/jenkins-agent.service, and this will open up a brand new file that you can simply copy and paste these commands into. And what this does is it changes to the working directory, and then it runs the script that we just created, the agent-start, and we'll save the. And then after creating this new file, you need to reload the systemd daemon, and you'll do that by running sudo systemctl daemon-reload. Then we're going to enable the service, that way it will start on its own if the server ever was to power cycle itself, and you do that by running sudo systemctl enable jenkins-agent.service. And then we'll go ahead and start the Jenkins agent service by running sudo systemctl start jenkins-agent.service. And now we're going to check the status of it real quick. And it says that it's active running and then it's enabled. So now if you come back to your web browser, you'll see that agent 1 has reconnected and agent is connected. And just a little side note, it does take a little bit longer for the first connection to establish than it did when you ran the first command from the command line. And that's because it's running the wget command for the jar file before it starts to connect. So now not only do you have a Jenkins server, but you have a Jenkins agent that starts automatically, so it's always there connected to help balance the workload for your Jenkins server. Now again, all these commands can be found at the blog linked down below in the video description. If you want to try this out on a virtual machine, there's some affiliate links that will allow you to use Linode and DigitalOcean for free to get some practice on. Thank you guys.